we've solved two-step, one-step, multi-step, special solutions, we're going to move to solving a formula. And you need to know what a formula is. Your learning target, you can solve a formula for a specified variable. That means I'm going to say, you solve it for A, you solve it for B, H, L, W, whatever the variable is. So a formula has more than one variable. You've been working with them for a long, long time. Like volume is equal to big BH. There's 3 variables there. What's another one? And you also know area, length times width. Don't you know that? 3 variables, an A, an L, a W. Those are all formulas. A formula is just a bunch of different variables. And remember, when we solve, all you do is get a variable alone. So our goal today, we're going to have lots of variables within an expression or an equation, and you are going to have to get one of them alone. And it's just how you've been doing a normal two-step. Notice if we have something like this, what would you move? Let's make this. Let's not make it where they're the same thing. 2x plus 4 equals 6. What would you move first? The 4. And you know that. So you move what isn't connected first. So I would move my 4 first, wouldn't I? And then the last thing you do is you move what is connected. So just like how you normally would. Always applying the inverse operation. So if you maybe get a little stuck, like how do I move it though? What do you mean move it? Think inverse. Inverse slash, a lot of people don't really, math teachers would get mad at me, but inverse is really the same thing as opposite. What is happening? What's the opposite? Do the opposite. Okay, so we'll work through a couple examples. Here I have the area formula. Area equals B times H. Right now A is all by itself. It says this semicolon means 4. So solve for H. So that means I need to get H alone. So if I can give you the best advice, it would be to underline what you want by itself. So I want the H by itself. What's by the H?
B.
B. So that means I need to get that B away. How do I move that B? Would you add, subtract, divide it? And Ethan, how did you know that you need to divide it though?
Because it's right next to it. It's the opposite of what it is. It would be B times H, but you need to divide it.
Yes. So that, you very well explained that. So it's right by it, which means multiply. B times H, the inverse or opposite of times would be to divide. Algebra is to both sides of the equal sign. Notice that canceled the B out. Now I have H equals A over B. I'm done. I'm done because H is by itself. That's my goal. I wanted to solve for H, which means get H all by itself. So this would be your answer, A over B. Okay, so next one, I have 2xy equals 3. I want to solve for x. So I want to get x alone. So I'm going to underline what I want all by itself. So what is by the x? What do I need to move? 2 and the y and the 2. I want you to move them both at the same time. If they're being multiplied or sticking to it, it's going to be really confusing if you move one at a time. So here I need to move the 2 and the y. This all represents multiplication. 2 times x times y. The inverse of times is divide, so I'm going to divide 2y. Do it to both sides because that's algebra. Both sides, balance. 2's cancel. Y's cancel. What's left? X. X equals 3 over 2y. I'm done. You wanna know why I'm done?
Well, you can't put-
Because I got x all by itself. So I don't need to move anything else. I got x alone because that's what I wanted. X is alone. Here I wanted h alone. That's what I got. H was by itself.